Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. It's a new month. We've got a new Blindbox Comics in my hand. Now, Blindbox Comics is one of the numerous geeky services out there. This one geared towards comic book fans. Now, there's two aspects of this. There is this package in the brown, which is about like 5 or 6 comics that are generally first issues, and you don't necessarily know what you're going to get. It's just kind of a curated package. It's really cool. I like it a lot. Then there's the second part of it. It is the actual variant. Now, there's variants of the variants. I'm going to describe that when we actually open this up. So you can get any of these separately, or you can get them together. Of course, I'm a comic geek, so I get them together. So far, I haven't been disappointed. I think this is one of the best services out there. It's consistently delivering really, really great comics. What's even cooler is the comics are often hard to get, sold out. They're really gearing it towards indie publishers, which is fantastic. Stuff you're not necessarily going to find on every single comic book shelf. So let's open up this month and show off what we've got inside. Alright, we've got The Few. It's a new Image comic book series. How do I describe this? It is, well, we'll just read it straight up of it. So, critically lauded writer and playwright Sean Lewis follows up this cult favorite Saints with his newest comic book series, The Few, teaming with Hayden Sherman for the art. It's a limited maxi series that combines a Mad Max action with Station 11 sensibility in a sci-fi series for mature readers. Dystopian future, 2 survivalist brothers stumble across an unlikely sight. Woman asleep in the woods holding nothing but a gun and a baby wearing a gas mask. As these boys begin to embark on helping this woman, betrayals, secrets, and revolutions abound in the fight for what's left of America. Really solid series. It was gone over really well. The Graphic Policy team, a whole bunch of us have read it. I don't think there's one of us that has disliked it. So it's a really great read. Highly recommended. Art is really solid. Basically, if you dig that cover, you're going to kind of dig the interior. It's going to be one of those series that I think is going to be a sleeper, and hopefully people will probably find it in trade paperback as buzz builds. But this one's got huge potential. I think this is one of those series that long-term people are going to go back to and hopefully, it finds its audience like Walking Dead or something like that. We'll see. I'm hoping for the best scenario on this one. Alright, we've got next up, The Dregs. Black Mass Studios, crime story told in 4 parts. The Dregs. So, a gentrified city, its homeless population restricted to 6 square blocks, called The Dregs, where people start disappearing. A drug-addicted homeless man obsessed with detective fiction becomes addicted to solving the mystery. Black Mass has been putting out fantastic comic book series. This is one of them. Basically, a really small independent publisher. Hard to get their stuff, but everything you get is really, really worth it. The Dregs is Sweeney Todd meets gentrification. Best way of putting it. So homeless people are getting snatched up. It seems like they're getting, made into food for people. We're not 100% sure what's going on. And then there's this homeless guy trying to figure out his buddy who has disappeared. But because he's homeless, you're not 100% sure if he just hasn't gone crazy and is like imagining everything. So there's that air of mystery to it. Really, really solid first issue. I don't actually have this cover. This isn't what's listed on here. So this is one of the covers on it, which is pretty sweet. I've actually got this normal version that they show off in their little sheet. But really, really good series. The second issue, I don't believe is out yet, but should be out pretty soon. Go check it out. Highly recommend it. That's a good one that hopefully you will like. Alright, God Country. Image Comics. We got another one from Image. This is Preacher but God is the best way of putting it. Preacher but more God, but more like Thor type stuff. It's just really hard to describe. So Emmett Quinlan, an old widower rattled by dementia, isn't just a problem for his children. His violent outbursts are more than the local cops can handle. When a tornado levels his home, as well as the surrounding West Texas town, restored Quinlan rises from the wreckage. The enchanted sword at the eye of the storm gives him more than a sound mind and body, however. He's now the only man who can face the otherworldly creatures the sword has drawn down to the Lone Star State. So it's Donny Cates is the writer. He's done a whole bunch of fantastic series. I'm trying hard to really describe it. Basically, the first issue is this, family trying to take care of their grandfather who's got dementia, and then at the end, there's this big reveal that he's kind of like this Thor-like Asgardian kind of character, or whatever you want to describe, a mythological character, and he's going to go whip ass. that's about what we got. I haven't read the second issue. The second issue is out this week, so great timing for this release. Blindbox Comics tends to do that really, really well. I think we've all liked it. A whole bunch of us from the site have read it. None of us, I think, have said we've disliked it. So this is another one that's been basically like a highly recommended win from the graphic policy team. All right, we got next one. The Rift, #1. So this is actually really interesting. It's presented by Jeremy Renner. You might know him as Hawkeye from the Avengers. His production company is behind this comic book series put out by Red 5 Comics. Definitely flew under the radar, no pun intended, with the plane that's on it. The Rift tells the story of a single mother and her son whose lives changed forever after witnessing a World War II fighter pilot from 1941 crash land in present-day Kansas. They find themselves drawn to the work of Section 47, a secret government organization responsible for responding to risks that open up in space and time. The series has a very Twilight Zone feel about it. Like the fantastic stories or whatever it was, amazing stories that Steven Spielberg did, kind of has that vibe to it. It's a 4-issue miniseries. The second issue is out this week, so again, really fantastic timing with Blindbox Comics. I loved the first issue. I was able to interview the folks behind this. Again, Jeremy Renner's production company's behind it. I would not be shocked if there was a miniseries or a movie done of this. Down the road. I really, really enjoyed it. Red 5 Comics is a publisher that flies under the radar way too much. Not enough people really probably check out their stuff. This is well worth checking out if you can find it in your store and you haven't gotten it yet. It's really good. It has that kind of classic, old school, sci-fi, Twilight Zone-ish feel to it all. There's a twist to it. I'm not going to tell what the twist is, but I've read the first, I think, 2 issues of the series, and I've really liked both of them. Alright, next we've got our last of the main package, Daveocracy, #1 from IDW Publishing. Ryan Ferrier and Valentin Ramon are back with Daveocracy, the third arc of the acclaimed Dave series. In the wake of a robo-political assassination, Dave begins a presidential campaign. A hip new app startup has other plans for the robot society, however, and creates the perfect political rival. If you haven't been reading Dave, the first 2 volumes that come out, you don't really need to read those to understand this. You get a general sense of what's going on. This is just pure satire. It's a really funny series. I've loved everything that's been put out so far with it. I've read the first issue with it. I don't think the second issue is out yet. It's funny as shit. That's the best way of putting it. If you enjoy political satire, just satire in general, this is really good. If you've read Prez and loved Prez, this is a nice successor to it. There's some great comedy, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I don't know how many more issues there are for the miniseries, but this first one is absolutely fantastic. Like, I've loved Dave from the beginning, and really hoping we get more after this all wraps up. So what's even cooler is this is the subcover, so if you're a subscription getter from the comic shops, you'll be able to get this. Otherwise, hard to get. Alright, we're at the blind variants. Now, as I said before, there's variants of the variants. So there's sometimes 3 different types. It kind of varies with each one. So the variant, obviously is kind of get, but there's 3 different versions. There is one that is an edition of 150. There's one that's 100, and then an embossed series that's just 20. So it's randomly filled. You don't know what you're going to get. The comic is Grave Lilies. It's a fantastic new sci-fi title from Cullen Bunn and George Kambadias. Enjoy Paper Girls, and this is one right up your alley. Absolutely one of my favorite books. It's flying over. It's one I don't even know. So this is from Z2 Comics. Again, a publisher that is a really good publisher that not enough people know about and checking their stuff out. Another good series would be Carver. Was this really good crime series that was kind of like Maltese Falcon in sort of ways. That's a good. It's been collected in trade paperback, put out by Z2. They got a whole bunch of series to check out though. So this is the 150 variant. So there's only 149 other of these out there, which is pretty damn cool. I didn't get the golden ticket this month, unfortunately, but I'm pretty happy with this because again, it's only 149 of these out there other than this one. So it makes me pretty happy to get variants like this, and that's one of the cool things about Blindbox as a whole. For this package for this month, very happy with it. As always, they do some great comics. There's some solid choices in there, stuff I know flew under the radar and not enough people checked out. So this gives you an opportunity to check out The Feud, Dregs, God Country, The Rift, Devocracy, and Grave Lilies as well, it turns out. Should go all solid comics. Grave Lilies is one I don't know, but it's Cullen Bunn, so it's probably going to be pretty damn good. As always, Blindbox Comics, you knocked it out of the park. I think great taste, great choices, and a great service. Now, if you want to sign up for the next Blindbox Comics, there's a link beneath this video. It is not an affiliate link. We get nothing from it. I just love the comics, love the service, so I'm doing this out of my fandom. If you're into comics and you're watching this video, you probably are. You should go check us out at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.